Asmongold just dropped a great clip about what's happening. I would say insane clip about what's happening in LA right now. As a Chinese immigrant, this is what I think about it. So let's take a look first, and we'll give you my thoughts afterwards.
Pratt is the one, me trying to figure out how the votes get counted in LA. Everybody knows this is bullshit.
Mr. President.
By the way, what's happening in LA is actually full BS, right? 100% agree with it. Like, Spencer Pratt is the only politician right now that we know who cares about LA. All right? Just put it that way. Like, from an immigrant perspective, what's happening in LA is such a disgrace. It's a disgrace because it's supposed to be the shining apple on the hill. It's supposed to be a name card of United States. Everyone I knew growing up in a small town in China wanted to come to America. If they knew about America, know about two cities. Number one is New York. Number two is LA. And sadly for my friends, they come to either one of those cities. New York's actually still pretty decent, to be honest. But I haven't been to New York in a few years. But if you go to LA, it's going to be a shit show. And then I have advised them to not go to LA, but come to Austin instead, because that's where we live. And Austin's really, really cool. It's getting better and better. Austin just the good, right? But what's happening in LA is so sad and despicable. It actually is.
Again, right now in California.
Never presented rigged.
Right now, it's look at what's happening in California.
To that?
It's
the
4
Republicans
days.
are doing well in
California. It's no, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. 4 days, and they aren't even close to coming up with.
That's how they count.
You know
the
why
votes
they're doing that? Because they're cheap.
That's how they count the gats. Yeah, no shit, you stupid. That's the problem. Like
That is the problem. You see, this is where we 100% agree. That is the problem. This is what I don't understand, right? Like, I feel either she's treating everybody like they're stupid, or she's treating like everybody. Yeah, she's treating everybody like they're stupid. Just because a failed system is the way it is, doesn't mean like people should accept it as the way it is. I remember for a while there was drama about like where the gold is actually stored in the United States, and is there actually gold in there? That drama actually just got dropped. I don't know what actually happened in the place where they actually store the gold still to this day, right? I mean, I don't have the power to know, but the fact of the matter is, like, just because something stupid is happening and it's not being discovered or is still happening the same stupid way means that we should accept it as it is. The fact that votes being it takes many, many days to count is retarded, and it only happens in the United States. It only happens here, right? Like, coming from a Chinese background, like, literally you can do everything electronically, and everything has been done electronically. All your taxes, everything full, like all your voting, everything done electronically, because everything they use real ID online. Like, all of your information is all like. By the way, that's something that American actually criticize, but it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, it takes less than, I don't know, if there's a deadline about counting votes, the deadline is the deadline. Whereas in California, it takes, God knows how long to count a freaking vote.
I'm sorry. Look at this graph. I find it very hard to believe that Bass's growth is flat and Raman's is exploding suddenly. She's been going up. Look at how many votes she's been getting here.
Bro, this is so absolutely stupid. By the way, I did not know this lady. She looks Indian descent, but I did not know this lady until I watched a debate of Spencer Pratt versus Karen Bath and then Nithya Raman. I just never heard of her. And apparently I asked all my friends in the U.S. Well, I actually did, asked some friends in the U.S. Nobody had heard of her. I asked my wife. My wife never heard of her. Nobody heard of her. And then she is so popular now for reasons that unknown to anyone.
All mail-in ballots. Like, I mean, can you make it any more fucking obvious?
And this is all mail-in ballots, right? So yeah, like, if you are actually sincere, and are you telling me it's like seeing broad daylight theft and you're saying there's no proof? The proof is in the writing, right? Like, but no, there's no proof. There's no way that's fraud. You just have no actual proof, right? Did you see them actually, rigging it? Did you see them counting the fake votes? No, but but people are not stupid. The fact, I think there was a time where there was 20 or 40,000 votes that came in, like in the mail-in ballot, that all went to Karen Bass, and Spencer Pratt didn't get a single vote. Statistically, that was impossible. It's actually just impossible, right? Doesn't matter like how dominated California is by one party. Statistically, it's impossible.
Democrats favor mail-in voting more. They care more about mail-in voting. Karen Bass is also a Democrat. Why is Karen Bass not receiving a huge amount of votes?
Exactly. And I heard that California is largely dominated by unions. So I don't know if this is, being rigged by the unions, because I feel like that's the case. Like, why isn't Karen Bass like, this is such a bad rig? It's one of those, like, similar to people buying fake data on YouTube for views, right? Social media views. You see a video that has 10 million views and 2 comments. You know it's freaking fake. You don't have to go investigate it. Say like, oh, is this actually fake? Do you have evidence to say this is a fake? Do you have evidence to say this is rigged? No, you don't need it. It's as obvious as sun rising from the east, right? Why isn't so many mail-in ballots? Karen Bass obviously being a lot more popular than both Spencer Pratt and whatever the last candidate is. Why is only this person getting votes? Why is that? It doesn't make any sense at all, bro. How did that happen?
Here's Nithya Raman. So she's crying on election night.
I hope you know that everything every person in this room is fighting for in this campaign has been about building a city that's worthy of you. Every child in this.
This is so criminal, bro. Like, I can't watch this. Like, this is how soft America has become. This is not what any immigrant signed up for when they came to this country. Like, imagine like a city councilor. I don't know what she does actually. I think she's a politician, but I forgot her exact role. But imagine a politician doing this in public. This is literally Korean drama type of stuff, right? You go to Korea, the Korean politicians, bro, go on stage, cry like an animal, and then beg. They turn around, they hire prostitutes, all that kind of stuff is all being exposed. And this is literally Korean drama type of stuff. This is next level. She's crying and she's worried about her kids. Have you ever been in your own city? Have you been in your own city? I beg you, Nithya Raman, right? Or Karen Bass, take your kids to walk down Santa Monica Pier. Just go there once. Just go there, and it's I don't know how old their kids are, but if they have kids, right? But if they do, take your younger 5-year-old, 6-year-old, if they're 5 or 6, small kids, and try to go there and see if you can walk 2 meters away or 1 meter away from them without worrying. Or if you're even gonna take them there, it's not child friendly. By the way, I can tell you this. If Pokemon Company knew what's happening in LA, they would cancel everything they're doing in LA, all right? Because it's not kids friendly. You go on the street, or San Francisco, you go on the street, you see zombies, human feces, the air smells like piss. Maybe sometimes if the wind is really strong because they're next to the ocean, and they blow the piss away, and 2 minutes later, new piss come in. That's the current state of LA, bro. I was just there not too long ago, I think a few months ago. Brother, have you walked in your own city? It's a shithole right now. It's a joke.
City.
Nithya Raman conceded the race. She didn't even believe she stood a chance. She knew she lost. Now she's surging past Spencer Pratt 5 days after the election in late night ballot drops. Third world.
It is third world. America turning third world. I think every a lot of countries are better than America right now. It's just really hard to move. I feel really bad for people who are born here. I feel really bad for myself. Because when you build your family and businesses here, it's harder to move away because we're not rich enough to do that. The ultra rich, when the people with fuku money, that's why my goal, my life purpose is make fuku money. So fuck all this nonsense, right? Let's go to an island. Okay, that's going to go super weird. Let's go to a private place, build a commune, right? Where people have shared common values. This is literally third world kind of BS. There's third world drama. Well, actually, Korean drama is pretty good. But this is literally third world drama that's going on right now in LA. It's absurd.
They have an election, and 5 days later, they're nowhere close to picking a winner.
State and local officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging the votes to be.
Trump's right. Why would you assume that these people are acting in good faith whenever they were allowing billions of dollars of fraud to go out the door? Why would you, for any reason, take their word on anything?
Absolutely. You lie on one thing, lie on everything. He's right. He's absolutely right. Trump is right. Asmongold is right in this case. 100%. There's no reason to believe people are acting in good faith. If they lied about one thing, lied about everything. Especially in things that matters to their interest. Because I don't believe people are stupid. Literally, people who live on the beach, they experience this on a day-to-day basis, hour-to-hour basis. Bruh, there's only one person in this race that's talking about fixing LA. I don't live in LA. but I want to go. I visit LA pretty often, and then I want to see a clear street. I want to go to LA and see a city I can admire, and tell my friend to come visit. I literally don't know. Like, I feel so bad for the resident. Let's put it this way, right? I just do. And in effect, to be honest, like I don't believe any election is rigged unless I see the evidence. In this case, it's as bright as daylight, right? But still, we're still waiting for investigation. If there is investigation, there should be investigation going in. However, if this result is actually correct, I was talking to my father-in-law. I was like, okay, I have a solution for the homeless in situation in Austin. If I'm gonna make a video to what if a Chinese guy get elected as a mayor, right? The solution for the homeless issue in Austin, we're gonna be really generous. We want to give them 3 paths. Number 1, for the homeless, because majority of the homeless people, they do it voluntarily. They're actually drug addicts. They're on streets. They have refused and declined all kinds of treatments. We have seen that in the child actor. I forgot his name. There was a Nickelodeon child actor that was on the street, and also there was a supermodel. They just declined treatment. There's so many people because the issue got blown out of the water. So many people offered to help. They refused to help because they're both drug addicts. And the sad part is they're not in a mandatory rehabilitation camp, right? So here's my option number 1 for the homeless community in Austin, right? Option number 1, if they're drug addicts, we're going to put them in mandatory rehab. Now, they can decline it. Option number 2, if you decline it, we're going to give you a free ticket to California because they love you there, right? Apparently, they're declining Spencer Pratt, who's offering to clean the street. That means, and if it's legit results, that means the city is voting for it, right? If they're voting for it, that means they love it. If they love it, we're going to give them what they want, which is, all right, Austin is actually a really harsh place to live, especially when you're homeless, which is really sad because it's either really, really hot or either really, really cold. It's just true. If you don't have a shelter, by the way, they all have shelter, but if you don't have a shelter, it's a really sad situation to live outside. Guess what? That situation doesn't exist in LA. You go to LA, the city is always awesome weather-wise. It's incredible weather. California, I went to San Francisco, incredible weather all the time. I'm jealous, bro, of the state. I think the state is taxing the hell out of the weather because the geolocation, the advantage it has geolocation-wise. But, I'm going to send them there. The option number 3 is go to jail. You're never going to go hungry. You're always going to be in a shelter. But people who pay taxes, the law-abiding citizens, can enjoy the city without smell of piss. That's all I'm offering. That's all I'm saying, right? If you have a Asian as a mayor for Austin, that's what's going to happen. But yeah. How are you saying the people who are doing bad things, who are doing all the fraud, like how are you acting? People going to act in good faith? They're not going to. If I know there's a loophole I can dig, people dig them. Everybody does. I do. If I find one, I'm stupid enough to not to find too many loopholes in life yet. But if there's a loophole, if there's a shortcut to success, I'll do it, bro. If there is something that you tell me, hey, you do this shortcut, you're going to make $20 million. Any common sense person know there's a fuku life-changing money. We'll do it. Doesn't matter what they believe philosophically. That's just human nature. That's what it is. All right. To believe people isn't acting good faith is like a very stupid argument.
That's how they
and it's against human nature.
They're crooked, just like you're crooked.
I'm not crooked, but let's
Really?
Let's
Well, you
continue.
play right into their hands. then.
Let's continue.
You're either crooked or you're stupid. You know
Both, by the way.
that these elections.
I think so too. I think this is why Trump is so popular because it's funny, right? And it's like he relates to a lot of the people because it's funny. And then this is true. And then what Asmongold was saying, the interviewer is either stupid or insincere. Let's put it this way.
Are rigged. Your network knows that they're rigged. Let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good
Mr.
time.
President, let's please.
This
I
is so
traveled
funny.
all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat
I
in the
traveled
rain with
all.
He's being so nice too. He's being so nice. Like Trump has been so nice to the interviewer.
I know.
I forgot her name, but I've seen her quite a few times.
Sat in the
Travel all
rain
the
with
way
you
to
for an hour,
Wisconsin.
on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press because you know what?
Mr.
A
President,
country can never be
We
great
traveled
with a dishonest
Listen,
press.
we
Come on,
traveled
He's right. I wish that he would crash out on these people more.
all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
And there it is. Elon says the reason.
True. I mean, the treatment is 100% correct. This is art of the deal type of action move, right? To move out of the interview because it's pointless. When you see cheats as as easy as obvious as daylight, and you just don't admit it, or at least you don't question it. What bothers me is that as common sense as something as what's happening in LA, people think that's, they're acting like it's normal. They're acting everybody is just stupid. Like they're acting no one has a brain. You see what's happening that's just abnormal as like alien invasion of Earth, right? And you're like, yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. But they only acted when it's in favor of them, right? When the results turns in favor of them. When it's the other way around, I remember what had happened to Trump, right? When he was questioning it. This is just when it's happening to them. Whoa, okay, well, it's supposed to happen. It's normal. It's so contradictory. It's like hypocritical. And that's the worst part, right? Because if you are consistent with your philosophy, actually respectable, right? Respectable. But if you're not consistent in your philosophy only works when it's in favor of your interest. You're just a hypocrite. That's what it is.
An ID is banned in California is to enable large-scale fraud.
Elon Musk is right.
When you combine no ID and mail-in voting, fraud is de facto legalized.
There's two things going on here. You've got the late arriving mail ballots. You're allowed to vote by mail, and as long as you post it by election day, they count it up to 7 days after election day. That's next Tuesday. So
let me get this straight. You can vote with mail-in ballots and you don't use ID?
That's actually, I mean, like, regarding the how the voting systems are working in US, I think they should just come up with a final resolution. The entire country vote on it. Let's have a final resolution. Let's change everything on the blockchain, whereas nobody changed the pseudonymous, and everyone has a real ID, right? It's hard to cheat. Before quantum computing comes out, we should do it that way. That's such a great thing to do. And maybe like that's the next step for Ethereum. Who knows, right? Because stable coins are already taking over. Maybe voting can go on blockchain. Revolutionary.
Right. One of the biggest pollsters, Nate Silver. The fact that California elections can't be resolved for weeks is kind of insane and not common for other electoral systems around the world.
True.
Like, honestly, if it's going to take us several weeks to tell you who won the election, is a failed state, and it should be much more stigmatized. It's hard to overstate how much of an outlier California is for its slow vote counting relative literally to any other state or almost any other industrialized democracy. So green is California.
You know what? Like, I'm not going to criticize how slow it is. I'm just going to criticize the people. You voted for this, right? Why is this allowed? Why does this stupid system still exist and your guys are allowing it? Like, this should not exist. This should be eradicated and radicalized and changed, right? Just because the current system is stupid and it's stupid, then you should change it, right? Like, just because it's there doesn't mean it's right. Because things change. And everybody say like things change all the time. Well, things change now. We should change again, right? To make it right.
California can't count quickly. They can. They choose not to. I think they're rigging it. I think they're trying to misrepresent the data. There's something that's happening here, and it's not good.
It's not good. Oh, that's it. That's end of the clip. Bro, this is so sad. Looking at this like ending frame is so sad. This should not be allowed on America, like on a land that's supposed to be leader of the free world. I think like people who are in office should be literally the strongest mentally. If you're crashing out, for something that's as minute as this, she hasn't even lost. Apparently she's getting all these votes, this Nithya Raman lady. How are you going to lead LA? And the fact that she never walked in her own city just bothers me. Like, she probably lives in some kind of elite tower and never walked down the city, not even once. You walk down the city, she would not let her kids walk her own city. Let's put it this way, right? Because the fact of the matter is she have a private security everywhere she go on taxpayer money. We don't, right? I went to LA, I was worried to death, really. Because like the first time I was in LA, I was invited for an event. Like the event manager actually coordinated like a pickup driver, right? That was the first time I was treated with a private driver, and then he was supposed to drive us the few days for the event. And the first thing he told me is, by the way, he's fully tattooed and he looks extremely comfortable in California. And then he said, by the way, for your safety, and then, I'm also kind of liable for this, so please do not go out after 8 p.m. And I figured out why. The moment he drove me to my hotel, because we had our event, or at least our hotel was next to Melray. I forgot what the Bay Area was called. It was next to some Bay Area, and it was looking kind of fancy. And then literally, when you go out of the hotel, 10, across the street, 10. Bro, you do not want to go out after 8 p.m. I don't want to go out during the day. I never left the hotel and unless it's him picking me up to the event and then send me back, right? That's literally the only time I left the hotel for the event. It was so criminal. And it's still happening there now in LA. Like the fact that this is allowed when these people are in charge and somehow people are voting for this, it's unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable. But it's happening. So, I mean, I'm not to judge the voters. If they voted for this, it means they like it, right? So that's how I'm interpreting this. What's your thoughts about Asmongold's take on this? Let me know your comments down below. I'll see you guys next time.